Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod review. Today, we're checking out the homemade SMG, a unique weapons concept by Pignus. If you remember, not too long ago, Pignus came out with a homemade shotgun, and now we have a homemade SMG to match, running along with the same sort of concept, taking a bunch of parts from other weapons as well as a bunch of scrap, cramming it together onto a firearm to make something that a raider would love. Now, interestingly enough, I actually had a little bit of a part in making this weapon. I did model the receiver for this thing, but the textures for it, as well as all of the nifscope work and everything else, is done by Pig. All I did was a measly little model. The rest of the credit completely goes to him. Now then, this brand new homemade SMG is super cool. This thing is fully integrated into the level list and will start spawning out there on raiders after level 5, so this is intended to be an early game weapon. And this thing would make a mighty fine pipe replacer. A couple of my favorite features of this weapon are the fact that 1, it uses 38, and there just aren't enough 38 weapons out there, at least in the vanilla game, and 2, it is fully automatic and only automatic. This thing actually has a specific role in the game, and you can't modify it to be a sort of sniper rifle. Well, you kinda can, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Additionally, this weapon does also have custom animations by WarDaddy, specifically the animations used on the MPL, and they look really nice on this weapon. And altogether, this just makes a really cool new package. Let's go ahead and check this thing out in-game and see what exactly you're going to get when you download the homemade SMG. For starters, let's go ahead and talk about stats. This is going to be the most standard version of the homemade SMG that you could get, and I really like the way this thing looks. It's a nice little model. Now, this thing has a base damage of 15. Again, it's only fully automatic. It uses 38 caliber rounds, has a fire rate of 109, which is already pretty quick, but it gets even faster than that. It has a range of 71, an accuracy of 63, a weight of 3.3 pounds, and a value of 49 caps. This thing is super cool. Really quick, let's go ahead and check out those custom animations. For starters, this thing has both one-handed and two-handed animations. So if you use a pistol grip, you're going to use it one-handed just like this. But if you switch over to something with a stock, you will have it two-handed, which is pretty cool. As for attachments, let's go ahead and check this thing out at a weapons workbench and see what exactly we can do. There are a good bit of options here and some pretty fun and interesting ones. So for starters, let's check out the receivers. You have the standard automatic receiver, you have your armor piercing automatic, hardened piercing automatic, the powerful automatic, the rapid automatic to get that fire rate up, and the stupid automatic receiver. Because, you know, let's get this thing firing as fast as possible. Now, the faster you make it, the less damage it does, and vice versa. Just a real quick glimpse at how fast this thing is. The standard automatic receiver is 109 for the fire rate. The rapid is 136, so a nice little increase. But the stupid is 436. Even with the biggest magazine, you are dumping through ammo super fast with this gun. Let's go ahead and check out the barrels. We have the snub barrel, the long barrel, the short ported barrel, the long finned barrel, the long ported barrel, and the bull barrel, which has some mighty nice fins on it. For stocks, we have the comfort grip, the light stock, the forceful stock, which is going to give you some really good bash damage, the full stock, the marksman stock, no stock, and the sharpshooter's grip. My favorite of these definitely being that forceful stock. That thing looks super cool. For magazines, we have the standard little magazine, a medium, a 10mm reed chamber, the coffin mag, which is just a huge magazine, the medium 10mm magazine, and the marksman magazine, which as you can see is nothing. This is what I was saying earlier about you can kind of turn this thing into a sort of sniper rifle. This says that you load in a 5.56 caliber round without a magazine. So basically you are just shoving a single round into the weapon. Now that being said, it does still use the regular animations, so it does look a little funky. It's not like the pipe bolt action where you just open up the bolt, throw a round in, and close it up. You just kind of reload nothing. But it is still a fun, goofy thing. For sights, we have your standard iron sights, the compact reflex sight, the regular reflex sight, which is a really cool little custom mesh here that is made out of the vanilla reflex sight for the pipe weapons, as well as a bunch of tech on the side that makes it into an actual proper reflex sight with a reticle and everything. Then we have the short scope, and the short recon scope. After that, we do have one muzzle option to add an integral suppressor, which is pretty cool looking. And then we have an underbarrel section. Now, some of these are going to look a little bit weird with the snub barrel, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that onto, say, the long barrel. And then if we head over to the muzzles, or excuse me, the underbarrels, we have an option for no underbarrel. We have a weapon light, so you get a nice little flashlight. You have the wooden foregrip, so if you had the snub barrel, it would kind of be all the way back here, but it looks nice with the long barrel. We have the makeshift bayonet, which is just going to be a pretty large screwdriver. We have the large bayonet, which looks super cool with that axe blade stock from earlier. And then we have the vertical foregrip. Now, sadly, there are no custom animations for the vertical foregrip with the MPL, so there are none for this either, but it does look pretty cool on the weapon regardless. Now, of course, no weapon mod review is complete on this channel until we do the damage test, and we're going to be running 3 tests today. The first of which is going to be with the standard version of the homemade SMG, just to see how the weapon performs on its own with no attachments and no perks. The next test will be the highest damage automatic receiver. I'm not going to be using that sniper receiver, as you have to reload after every single shot with it, and that's just going to keep us here for a very long time. The final will be using the stupid fire rate, which does technically have the lowest damage, but it should have some really high DPS given how fast the fire rate is. So let's see how we do, starting with the basic version of the homemade SMG. Okay, 1 magazine in, we're about a third of the way through. I think it's going to take 4 reloads. Yeah, the third magazine just couldn't cut it, so 1 more. There you go. That gives us a total of about 60-ish rounds, give or take. Let's see if we can do a little bit better with an upgraded receiver. Hopefully this thing proves to be a bit nicer to us. Alright, with just 1 magazine, we are at half health. And without even needing to reload, we put that guy down. So in just under 2 magazines, we can put down a Deathclaw in around 30 to 40-ish rounds. Now let's see how we do with that crazy fast fire rate on the stupid automatic receiver. Interesting, this thing does have the coffin mag in, which does have a total of 42 rounds in it, and we didn't even take this guy to half, so this has some seriously reduced damage. Yeah, so actually the powerful is better. That being said, the stupid auto is really fun to fire, though it is pretty hard to control that recoil. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like on the wall without me trying to control it at all. As you can see, you burn through ammo so fast with this thing. So yeah, guys, that is the homemade SMG by Pignus, a really fun weapon and another cool homemade weapon by them, and another cool homemade addition to the sandbox. I really hope Pig continues to make even more homemade weapons, and I can't wait to see what else he can come up with. With that, though, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to try the mod out for yourself, it will be linked down in the description below as always, so go ahead and check it out and try it for yourself and see if it fits well in your load order. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a rating. Subscribe if you haven't already for more videos just like this, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. And as always, a huge shout out to all of our patrons. You guys are amazing. All the extra support from you guys really helps to continue work on this channel and on the mods I'm making myself. So, big shout out to you guys. If you want to try out Patreon for yourself, there is a bonus for signing up. You will get exclusive access to my mods early, as well as some bonus Discord roles and some other little stuff. So if you want to go check it out, it's completely optional, but I do appreciate all the extra support. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Peace!